I wish I did, but I'm just trying to hang on till he gets big enough where he can catch me. If he goes over here and dies, it's gonna be good. Alright, you want this?
Hello everyone and welcome to the second place here with U18. Couple days finals here between the hometown thanks for tuning in here live on Highlight Sports.
I think we're good.
Okay, I'm going to give you to Theo. Sorry about that, folks. A little bit of technical difficulties to start off the U18 AA Finals, but we're live here on High Button Sports. Thank you for staying tuned in as we're underway here as the Islanders look to break things in. Here's McDonald driving. Bishop will drive towards the net. It goes off the body of the man in front. Back to the point, LeBlanc. He'll cycle it around the end wall all the way to the far side. Stepping in. Good job to control it. Harlow back for his D-man will play it up the wall, held at the line. Walking, shooting, tipped off just high as that shot came from the back end off the stick of number 19. That puck on a rainbow-type flip towards the net had some troubles there as we'll lead into the starting goaltender introductions here momentarily. But for now, the Buck battling along the end wall behind the Cougars net. Hometown Cougars here in the finals. As a shot there, a fanned on. Trying to work it was Sam Hartland at the point. Here's Hartland. He'll backhand it down low in behind the goal net of the Cougars. Cycle back up the wall for Sam Hatt. As the Cape Breton West Islanders here with a surge of pressure to start off this one as it gets set high up in the air all the way down. It's going to be an icing call charge to the Cougars as we'll get to lead into our starting goaltender introduction, starting in between the pipes for the hometown Cougars, wearing number 31, Wesley Waugh. Down 200 feet from him, number 29, Callum Courage. He'll get the start here this evening in the final gold medal game of the George Fletcher Memorial. Thanks for tuning in here as Logan Carruthers on the mic, Cohen on the camera, as just under 4 minutes into this one. The Cougars looking to get things out of their zone. Played up the wall, held out the line there by Parsons. Sent into the far side corner as they'll battle for it in the far side, trying to work it out. Up there, trying to spin off some checks was Jace Hansen. He'll turn that over and trying to work it out is Hamid. He'll flip it up into the neutral zone. Controlled Parsons. Just inside of his line. He'll stretch it up the zone. Far side Hansen will go back and below his net. He'll leave it for his D-man. That'll pick it up and wheel it. He'll headman. That goes off a skate and picking it up. Heads up. Almost colliding there. McLeod up to the neutral zone. Played up. The Islanders look to get things going. Here's Hartland for the Cougars. Up at center. Turn that over. Trying to make a move. And back here comes the Cape Breton West Islanders. They were slotted to play at 2 o'clock this afternoon, but the game got pushed back, and that play offside at the Cougars line will stop play. They were supposed to play at 2. They were out ready and going on for warm-up when they were told that it'll be actually switched. It'll be a gold or a bronze medal game at the U18 AA level instead. So they sat around here today and took in some hockey. The U15C Cougars just winning their division at the George Fletcher Memorial Tournament here on home ice as the face-off will go into the Cougar zone. So now can they do it at the U18 AA level? That's going to be the question here tonight, folks. A really good crowd on hand in Liverpool. Played in the middle, picked up, trying to work things out. Tester, he'll send it up through the middle of the ice. The Islanders back up into the center zone. Sent back, gonna go back for that. Is McIver. McIver working it D to D, quickly up. Tatum, touch passing it through here with speed. Gone, drops it off, and a shot on from distance, held on to by Wesley Waugh for the whistle. And the home crowd fans enjoying that save from number 31. Face-off going to go to his glove hand side. The Cape Breton West Islanders trying to get a little bit of momentum and a little energy on their bench on the far side as it's worked out. Here's a chance for the Cougars. 2-on-1 centering. Potter centers and it can't get it through. Puck played in behind the goal of Courage. Over to the far side. The job to work it through the middle was Brady McKinnon. Evers at center. He'll chip it in and that bounces away. Got to be careful in a pad save as that puck bounced away from Wesley Waugh on a dump in from Evers just outside the blue line. Cougars back through the neutral zone. Here they come. Trying to cut down the wall. Harlow, he gets buried over but finds the man, and that shot fought off by Courage as Nickerson had a chance in tight. Back the other way, the Islanders. Can't get it in deep. Back to the neutral zone at center. Evans dumps that puck hardly around the far side as it'll be stopped up actually by Waugh. He'll play it up the wall to the point. Evans holds it just barely as it stays on side to the far side corner. Chipped up and back into the neutral zone. The Cape Breton West Islanders regroup. Evans dump in right off the glass. In behind the line, trying to play it up the wall was Garrett McLeod. Wasn't able to get it out though. As another chance up the wall. Now that'll get out. LeBlanc regroups once again at center. Up for Evans. This time he's going to skate it up over the line. Just on side. Turns it over and back. Here come the Cougars. 2-on-1. Hartland feeds and a shot and a pad save as Why Not had a chance in tight. Unable to elevate it up over the pad. And a big pad stop for Callum. Courage. Shots 5-4 in favor of the Cape Breton West Islanders as they work it back up through the neutral zone. Now over the blue line. Whitty, he looks over his options. He's going to shoot one on. Doesn't make it through as that got blocked in front. Played back to the point. Here's Evans once again. He'll walk, shoot. That goes through the legs of Amid down to the far side half wall. Trying to work it up. Was unable to. Now it'll get to the point, but not out. Good hold on the far side point by Doucette. Big hit there on Why Not. As it's played up. Nice read. Playing that puck in was Heb to the far side corner. Trying to work it up was McLeod. They'll get it to the point, but not out. Good job on the far side as the Islanders with a surge of pressure now here. As that puck dumped in, fought off by Waugh. Played around to the far side. Why Not? Can't get it out as it's sent back in behind. McLeod below his goal line, rimming it around to the short side. It'll be controlled on mid, centering pass and out. Here comes Hartland. Toe drag shot there, and that goes off the skate. Into the corner. Hartland takes a bump and separated off of that puck by the Cape Breton West Islanders defenseman. Now here's a chance. Turnover and a shot. On and a pad save. Steered away by the stick of Callum Courage. McDonald with Bishop. McDonald's going to shoot one on, steered into the corner by Waugh. Centering pass, intercepted, and the Cougars back into the neutral zone. Too far to the reach of Wynot, and Fraser chips that back in. Work D to D. Cougars regrouping. It's an errant pass by Tester. Fraser shot from center. Waugh leaves it in behind his goal. It'll be played around to the half wall, trying to work it out of the feet. Hart. It's turned over in the slot, off the body, down low, trying to get a centering opportunity, but it trickles in, and holding on to that for the whistle was Wesley Waugh. Still no score as we're just about halfway or just over halfway through the opening 15 minutes of play. Shots now 8-5 in favor of the Cape Breton West Islanders. The Islanders finishing second, the Cougars finishing first. Both finishing with a 3-0 record, 6 points in the round robin. So a first and second place matchup here in the finals. It's chipped ahead by Potter. Now Nickerson on the turnover shot. That puck sent just wide past the glove hand side of Courage. To the point, held in. Here's a chance. Nickerson shot, another block. As back here comes the Islanders. They'll put it into the neutral zone. Wynot plays it for Hansen. Hansen up ahead. Nice feed for Potter. Potter dumps that. Bouncing puck in, and Courage calmly holds on for the whistle. Still no score. 6:42 the local time here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, as the Cape Breton West Islanders look to take the championship home to Cape Breton, as the Courage look to keep it here in the hometown of the late George Fletcher, the Memorial Invitation Tournament here. As it's worked back to the point now into the neutral zone. Amid will work it D to D. Sent right back in though, as that puck didn't connect cleanly. Brady McKinnon got that in deep. Played over and on the far side, now played back here through the neutral zone. Here comes the Courage with Hartland, and Wynot. Wynot in the corner. He gets pinched off. Good job to separate puck from body. McIver is out come the Islanders. Tatum 1-on-2. Tatum's going to use his speed down the wall. In below the goal line. Tatum protecting. Centering. It goes off the man in front. Teed McDermott doing a good job making sure the puck didn't get to the front of the net, as out comes Hamid. He'll drop that off for Hartland. Hartland stops up. Hamid, good job staying on side. He'll straddle the line. It's worked across. Hamid shot there. That's blocked. Good job sacrificing the body by LeBlanc. Hamid back to the point. Aaron pass. Wynot. It's going to force McLeod to go back. Waugh is going to leave it there for Wynot. Using his net, he'll skate it up. Move it to Wynot. Wynot centers to the far side, and off the bench, Hat turns that over. Dropping that off. They'll regroup inside the line. McLeod up top here for the man over the blue line. Working it in. Hillier walks in, shoots. That puck sent high past the blocker side over to the far side. Hillier another shot, and a pad save by Waugh. Steers it to the point. Keeping that in was Evans down low. The Islanders controlling, looking for something out to the slot. They'll find the point man, a shot there. Glove save, rebound. Another chance, and a pad save by Waugh. Wynot clears it back into the neutral zone. Trying to regroup, they will. Here for Evans. Evans works it back in. The Cougars right back out into the neutral zone. Evans, he'll play it D to D for LeBlanc. LeBlanc, stretch pass for Witt, too far out of his reach. Icing call. Waugh was out of his net. Should have taken away the icing, but it didn't, and it's going to be an icing call charge to the Cape Breton West Islanders. 3:28 remaining. Shots 11-7 in favor of the Islanders. Still no score between these two in the gold medal matchup here inside the Queens of Mara Center in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Thanks for tuning in on High Button Sports. Here's a chance off the crossbar, right off the draw. That would push forward and centered. A great chance there for the captain of the hometown Cougars. Harlow with a great opportunity in front. Shot there from Hansen. Got blocked and chipped back here through the neutral zone ahead of McDonald. Hartland works it D to D for McLeod. He'll go to the far side. McLeod, he gets pinched off in front of his bench. Good job separating puck from body, and out coming was the Cape Breton West Islanders. Now they'll get it in deep as it was turned over by Bishop at the blue line. Hansen, he'll play it up the wall. Sent back down in deep by Brennan. Brex Bennon. the centerman, I believe. Here's a shot from distance. Bishop tried to get a stick on it. There's McLeod and Bishop battling for it in the corner. Waugh playing it up the wall, trying to connect with his winger on the far side is Hartland. On the far wall, good job to keep it down. Brex Brennan cycling it down low, trying to work it out. Here's a chance. LeBlanc sent that puck wide. He goes down on a late hit. As the ref's going to let him play it out here in the finals. Quickly up, half wall. McDonald getting the stick on it, takes away the icing. Bishop's going to pressure Waugh. He'll play it around. Into the feet of Why Not. He'll play it up into the neutral zone, skating onto it. A mid, try to toe drag, poked off of his stick. McDonald back over the blue line. He'll let a shot go. Blocker save as that was lifted high. McDermott quickly doesn't connect, right off the bench, trying to get a chance in for the Islanders. As it's dropped off was Brady McKinnon now back the other way. Hartland with a step, 1-on-3. Great job on the back check there by the Islanders. As tying the stick up was Owen Fraser, and a great back check coming back was Hansen Parson. Is a shot there and a pad save by Courage. Tatum chipping it into the neutral zone where it's controlled by McDermott. He'll play it D-to-D for Hartland. Had trouble with it on the far side, now hitting over the line. Here's a chance for the Islanders. They'll play it in deep. Around the ball, Amid centered, doesn't connect. His Tatum shot there, fought off with the blocker of Waugh. Hartland in the slot. He'll flip it back into the neutral zone, kind of fanned on it, so it'll force Why Not to come back for it. Played into the zone. LeBlanc trying to make a move around Amid. He read that, but Tatum picked up the loose puck with speed down the wall. Tatum centers out in front as he faked a shot and centered. And flipped back. Good job allowing a little bit of spin as Parsons up for LeBlanc. LeBlanc centering, heads up, has nice move around one. Here's chance and up on the line. Tatum lets a shot go. It's off and wide as that play started with the stick of Jaden O'Coin. Back here comes the Cougars. Potter had it just out of his reach. LeBlanc flipping it off the glass into the neutral zone. Harlow takes a bump and a hand pass. Charged here with just under 30 seconds remaining. 23.3 in the opening period. Faceoff's going to go just outside the Cougar zone. Still no score as the Cougars and the Islanders still remain scoreless here almost through the opening period. Whitty off the draw in the neutral zone. He'll try to work through. Was unable to. Heads up. That puck flipped up into the penalty box into Souvenir for, I guess, maybe one of the kids that are willing to go down there and open the door up and visit the sin bin. Hillier, offensive zone draw now as that puck was flipped out from inside the Cougars zone. 15.7 seconds left. Heb shot and a save there as it went off the glove and then into the chest of goaltender Wesley Waugh. Had to be sharp there. I don't know if he saw it as there was some traffic there. See if they can't get another quick hitter. Now only a couple seconds ticking off the draw as that one was unable to get one past. Back to Heb is into the neutral zone. Heb. Hillier chips it up. Nickerson leaves it there as that'll do it here for the opening 15 minutes of play. After 15 minutes, we remain scoreless. We'll be back for the second period of action of the George Fletcher Invitational Tournament here on High Button Sports after this quick break. And welcome back, folks. Second period of action, moments away here on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Carruthers. Cohen on the camera as second period now has started. That icing call right off the draw all the way down. We'll go back into the Cape Breton West Islanders zone. The officials talking about Islanders thought it was a hybrid icing, so it was not, evidently, as that icing call will be charged against the Islanders. They tried maybe a quick play off the draw, but it would be an icing call. As that one flipped out, now here's Chance McDonald, gonna try to beat the man up ice. That's Toop, trying to work it in, was unable to. Toop, good job there, defending off, using his body and using his size against McDonald as it's sent back in by, I believe, that was number 7, Nathan Crinton for the Cape Breton West Islanders. Is played out here by the Cougars on mid, up ahead. Why not? Just out of his reach. Played back here through the neutral zone. The Islanders, Bishop, trying to make a move. Can't do so off the skate. Right back to McDonald and a shot on. And a good save by number 31, Wesley Waugh. Face-off's going to go to the glove hand side of Waugh. Off the draw, one back into the corner, sent around to the far side. Potter couldn't get a stick on it. Chip back down low, trying to center, goes off a stick. Good forecheck here by the Islanders. At the point, shot steered into the corner off the stick of Waugh. Played in behind the net as they'll play it around. Has a little bit of switching of the sides of the zone in the offensive zone as that puck chipped into the bench of the Islanders. Is thinking he had a little bit of a break there and maybe a step was the captain, number 25, Tate Harlow, trying to break away, just was unable to get the extra, well, he was able to get the step, I think, but he just wasn't able to keep the puck in play as his Cougars trying to break it out off of his skate. Now here's a chance. Hebb, his shot whistled wide, and now up and out of play. Jacob Hebb reading that puck off the bounce off the wall and getting a good dangerous chance. As mentioned, a good crowd here on hand as it's lined up from one end to one end here on the track on this side, and you can see over on the other corner, lined up there over as well by the scoreboard, and a good crowd here behind the hometown Cougars bench, that's for sure. Is some family and friends coming here to support the Cougars as they look to bring or keep home the championship banner and maybe hang it up here in the rafters. A big hit there, but taking the worst of it was the man delivering, Brady McKinnon, as he ran in to the defenseman on the back end for the for the Cougars. Number 5, Jace Hansen, getting the better player there. As Hansen runs over the man and then steps over him. Hansen maybe feeling the worst of that as up through the neutral zone. Harlow trying to cut up through the middle, almost ran into Tatum. The two captains collide. Harlow shot there, fought off with a pad save. Rebound cleared out of harm's way as it kicked to the middle of the ice. Now the Cougars look to get in the offensive zone. Potter, as it's played around to the far side. Nickerson, he'll get in on the forecheck. Tatum turned that over. Nickerson, good forecheck there. As Harlow's going to have to back off. Played over here for McKinnon after taking the big hit from Hansen. Poked off of his stick. Picked up, though, as Fraser now. Fraser lets a shot go as Porter ran into the man up at center there. As that play kept alive down the wall. Good job to activate and keep plays alive was Owen Fraser. He'll retreat back to the point where it bounced through his legs into the neutral zone. Fraser chips that puck back in. That'll be controlled. McDermott, he'll chip it up, take a hit from Tatum as he ran through him. Sent back in by Fraser. The physicality is starting to pick up here in the second period. Offside still delayed. It's going to be an icing call, though, to take that all away as the physicality starting to pick up here in the second period. Still no score. 3 minutes or so into the second period of play. Shot 17-10 in favor of the visiting Cape Breton West Islanders, but chances nonetheless in both ends of the ice. Face off, one back off the draw. Here's a shot. That puck whistled wide past the blocker side. There's another chance off the draw for Hebb. There's a chance. Why not centered in front of his own net? Goes off a skate to the high point. Held in by Heb momentarily. Is now chipped back by the Cougars and sent right back by Doucette. Here's McLeod. Garrett McLeod stops up. Turned over right to Heb. Here's a chance. They score! Heb on the turnover capitalizes, and the Islanders lead by 1. The first goal of the game, and it was a mistake from in behind the net. Heb capitalized on the turnover and rips it home past the blocker side of Wesley Waugh. And we have ourselves a 1-0 game, and the Islanders off and running here. 1-0 the score, coming off the stick of number 4, Jacob Heb. He's had a couple chances that time, able to beat Waugh. And the Cape Breton West Islanders lead by 1. Inside the Queen of Maris Center here in Liverpool. Chipped in, Bishop's gonna give chase. Gets to it first, good job to fend off him was Toop. He'll put it up the wall. Was unable to connect there. Is now a second opportunity. Played back as it's kept in by MacGyver. He'll send it over to the far side. Rin right back up the wall. As here's a turnover and a chance. Bishop and a save by Waugh. Keeping this a 1-goal game now. Shots almost doubled up on the hometown team now. Shots 19-10 in favor of the Islanders. They lead 1-0. 5 coaching staff, a full bench over there for the Islanders as well for the Cougars. Jacob Heb's goal unassisted as 4 minutes gone here in the second period. Here's Bishop down low. Here's centers out in front, rebound, and pushing it into Waugh. Nickerson will allow his goalie to hold on for the whistle. Another offensive zone draw. 1 to the wall. Bishop to the point. MacGyver slap shot. Steered away by Waugh. Up the wall, MacGyver steps in again. He'll play it off the end wall to the far side for McDonald. McDonald cycling it down low as the Islanders trying to spread out the zone here. Bishop below the goal line. Centering out in front. Here's a chance and a pad save. Rebound. And another chance and another blocker save by Waugh. Into the boards. That was an awkward hit. A delayed call coming from all the way outside the zone as the official right there letting them play it on, but the official outside. Here's a rebound at the post. They score! The Islanders on a delayed call capitalize, and they make it 2-0 here in Liverpool. Jace Bishop make it 2-0. And the Islanders up in the gold medal game here in Liverpool as a chance off the post. Rebound kicked right back out to the man who shot it off the post. And bearing it home, Jace Bishop makes it 2-0 as the hometown team looking to respond as it's chipped back into their zone all the way down past McLeod. An icing call charged. As it was a little bit delayed there. It was an icing as it got whistled. Now the Cougars got to try to respond here before the end of the second period. Is about 10 minutes remaining in the second period of action. Offensive zone draw. We'll see if the Cougars have something drawn up. Puck one back, I guess you could say, to Hartland. He'll try to work it in deep to the far side. Heb chips it back. Hartland gathers up through the neutral zone at center. He'll chip it up. Fend on that a little bit as back here comes Heb with speed. He'll chip that around the man and get pinched off the far side wall. Why not? We'll chip it through the middle for Hartland. Was unable to connect cleanly over to the far side. A mid on the turnover. A mid shot there was blocked, and back here come the Islanders. Up and into the neutral zone. Sent back here by the Cougars. There's a little bit of ping pong between the neutral zones, I guess you could say here. Is that puck sent back through McLeod? He'll have to race back. And McLeod up the wall. Why not? Lifts the stick. Evers holds it in. He'll retreat back to the point. Is Why Not's going to have to get back into the zone now as Puck played to his wing. Now chip past him. Evers chip past him. Now here's a chance. One-on-one. Hartland. Toe drag to his backhand. Hartland's shot trying to go back across the grain. Can't find the blocker side, though. Centered right onto the stick of Hartland. Turned over. Hartland. He'll cycle it back down low, and Harlow gets in there on the forecheck. Evers heard some footsteps coming. Spins off of that. Evers flips it past Harlow. McKinnon. He'll spin it over to the far side. Up at center. Heads up. Nice move by the captain, Tatum. He'll work it in. Poked off of his stick back just inside the blue line. Now Tatum cycling it down low. Trying to work it out of there. Out of the corner was number 10 for the Cape Breton West Islanders. Brady McKinnon now back. Doucette at the point. He's going to walk to the middle. He'll let a snapshot go. Steered away by Waugh. Cleared up into the neutral zone. Doucette's going to get pressured by Harlow. Doucette flips it into the neutral zone off the glass. Nickerson flipping it right back down to Doucette at his face-off dot. Nickerson read that. He'll cycle it back down low past Potter. Potter in there on the forecheck. It's rimmed down to the far side. As Whitty tried to get control. Centered right onto the stick, though. Here's a chance. O'Cone walks in. Shot there as O'Cone. Distance shot. Blockered out of the zone by Wesley Waugh. The Cougars with a free breakout here. Nickerson works it up. Harlow up over the blue line. Harlow steps around Doucette. Good stick, though, on the back check by Doucette. Harlow trying to find Nickerson. Couldn't connect cleanly as flipped back all the way into the zone. McDermott's going to have to go behind his goal. He'll set it, playing it up the wall, all the way to the far side for Why Not. Why Not leaves it for Hartland. Hartland stops up. Just be able to hold it on side was Amid. Amid now walks in, lets a shot go. Kicked back to the point. Held in. Hartland flips it back into the corner. Why Not's going to pressure. Why Not flips it back down, takes a bump, stands the man up. A little bit of a reverse check as it's flipped all the way back. Down, will it have enough for icing? No, it dies down. McLeod pressured. Good job on the forecheck there. Jace Hillier centers, turned over. Here's a chance, it trickles, and it goes in. And doubling down here in the finals, Jacob Hebb. Make it 3-0 as Jacob Hebb gets his second of the game. And the Islanders lead by 3 in the gold medal match. Face off back to center. We'll see if the Cougars are going to call a timeout here or maybe wait till the intermission. They'll have a flood after this, but the shot's now 28-11 in favor of the Cougars. There's another turnover. Hebb looking for 3. He shoots, and that one I think went off the glove and then the crossbar. If my eyes aren't lying to me, is Hebb once again. Or sorry, that was McDonald with a chance there. It's over to the far side, trying to keep things activated down low. Bishop, he's got the second goal in the game as he got sandwiched in between the 2 goals of Jacob Hebb. He's in there on the forecheck. The Cougars look to break things out, turned over. McDonald walks in, shoots off the stick of Amid, off the glass to the far side. Bishop. He's pinched off. Bishop spins off of that, though. He'll keep control, dropping it back off. Centering pass in front, picking it up down the side, and Bishop centers. He gets dumped in behind by Why Not, and Bishop slow to get up. And it looks like Why Not's going to head to the box, 2 for boarding. And the Islanders will head to the power play with 5:58 remaining, and it's going to be Why Not to the box for the board. That's number 17, Ruari. Why Not heading to the box. Power play for the Islanders. Cleared out, though, by the Cougars on the face-off, and it'll be picked up and set in behind. The Islanders looking to break things out. They'll have guys swing, played up ahead. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon through the neutral zone over the blue line. He takes a big hit. What a check on the far side by McLeod. And the physicality being answered back here a bit by the Cougars. McLeod's going to have to go back for that one as Brody McKinnon off to the bench for a change. Gonna take a breather, maybe catch his breath as he took a big hit. Here's Heb. He has 2 goals on the game. Heb up over the blue line, setting. He'll send it across. Shot. They score. Heb with 3 points on a great feed, and Jace Hillier make it 4-0 for the Islanders on a power play goal. And now it's gonna be a 4-0 lead for the Islanders, and it looks like a timeout will be called by the Cougars, looking to try to cut down as they look to clog up the bleeding here in the second period. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. And welcome back for the remaining 5:13 of the second period of play here on High Button Sports. After a scoreless first, the Islanders with 4 here in the opening 10 minutes of the second period has a 4-goal lead. Here comes Heb looking for his third. Is that shot sent in as Heb has 2 goals and an assist. He's been in on 3 of the goals here in the second period. Shots now 30-11. So they now have 3 times as many shots as the hometown Cougars at home. 5 minutes on the dot here remaining in the period, their second period. Working it, Heb trying to center for him. Amid picked it off and working it back. Harlow's going to try to respond. Has Hartland with him. Harlow shot and a save there, fought off. Hasn't been overly tested, Callum Cougarage. Good job there, as that's only his 12th shot seen here in the game as Harlow gets tied up. As out come the Islanders through the neutral zone. They look to get things back on the offensive zone attack, sending that in and peeling back to his defensive position. Delayed call upcoming as Hartland. Center shot there, sent wide by Nickerson as it'll be touched up on the far side of the ice by number 3, Hazen Parsons, who got that puck in deep. Now it's going to be a power play upcoming for the Cougars. Trying to get back within this one, trying to get in on the board here is Morris into the box for the trip. And the Cougars looking to respond here with one of their own in the second period as they trail by 4. Nickerson, offensive zone draw. Nickerson snaps that back. Hartland at the point. He'll walk, dishing it back down for his captain. He'll find him back. Here's Hartland. Leaving it, walking, amid, top of the line. Looking for a chance back door. A shot there, sent wide past Nickerson. Harlow, down low, Nickerson. Pinched off on the end wall, sticks with it. Finds Harlow. Back for Hartland, walking in, finding the man. One-timer blast, they score. Amid on the one-timer feed from Hartland, and Harlow make it 4-1 on a power play goal. The Cougars answer back in the second period with one of their own here at home in Liverpool. As the goal scorer Amid with a one-timer blast, as it'll be 15 from 19 and 25 as the Cape Breton West Islanders looking to respond here as now their 3-goal lead as they look to answer back here as 3:32 remaining on the clock here in the third period. It's going to be an offensive zone draw again for the Cape Breton West Islanders. One back to the point. Walking in, shooting, tipped as a, what a weird tip that was. It was about ankle high, but somehow got tipped and that went right off of the crossbar, up and out of play. There's a point shot there from Carter Doucette, Frazier, Owen Frazier. Another offensive zone draw, this time one back by Hamid, the goal scorer for the Cougars. He has it on the half wall now. Hamid up for Why Not. Left it there for Why Not. Trying to break it in, now he does. Why Not dropping it back to the point. Played past him as Toop will collect. Playing it back up the wall. Hamid right back in over the blue line. Hamid waits, shoots, and a glove save. Holding on to that is Callum Courage. Nickerson, offensive zone draw. He'll lose that. Now here's a bank play, trying to break away. Waugh's going to step out and play it. Waugh, it's turned over. Bishop stops up in the corner, looking for someone in the front slot area. He'll feed it across ice to the far side, and that distance shot steered off the stick, bouncing off the end wall. That point shot came there from Nolan LeBlanc as the net off its bearings will stop play. As a good feed across for LeBlanc, he let the shot go, was unable to find it on net. And here with 2:45 remaining on the clock in the second period, another offensive zone draw for the Islanders, up to 31 shots here on net as they pretty much doubled up on the Cougars as they lead by 3. 4-1 the score here in the second period in the championship matchup. Harlow lost it in his skates. Critton playing it back. Here's McDonald. He'll go down the wall, stepping around McDermott. Porter, good job separating puck from body on McDonald in the corner. Nickerson in there trying to fish it out. He'll come out with the puck. Nickerson waits, centers to the far side, just out of the reach of Potter. Into the neutral zone, sending it right back in was LeBlanc at center. Bishop in there on the forecheck. He'll get to it first. Bishop trying to kick it out. He does. Pinched off the wall. Good job by Nickerson to separate, but he'll get it up to the point, not out. Sent right back in. Tatum covering for his defenseman. Good forecheck here. Trying to work it off the half wall was Bishop. Bishop, like a dog on the bone out there on the forecheck. He turns it over once again as Bishop has a goal on the game here as Nickerson offside, had to retreat back. He's back into the own zone. McDermott playing it D-to-D. He'll get it back. He'll look for an option. He'll flip it up. Controlled. Frazier off the stick there at the line. That was MacGyver. Turned over. Here's Hartland stopping up. Lost it in his feet. Hartland pinched off. Tatum fishes that out, and out comes Tatum. He'll feed through the middle, and the Islanders chipping that in and getting right to that. On the forecheck is Drew Breton. Brett Breton up the wall. Tatum back down for Breton. Inside a minute now here remaining in the second period. Why not? Centers trying to connect there with Hamid, who had the one-timer blast on the power play to make it 4-1. As Evers played past him, no ice. Why Not's going to forecheck. Evers spins away from that. He'll get moving up ice. Evers centers off the skate into the neutral zone and back. McLeod in his own zone. He'll work it across the ringette line for Toop. Toop up into the neutral zone. Poked away from him by Tatum. Right onto the stick, though. Potter centers for Nickerson on his reach. Harlow, he'll take a little bit of a bump there. He'll get right back up here. Inside half a minute now remaining. As, well, I guess 15 seconds remaining. Now as it's sent over to the far side. Maybe one more chance here to finish the second period. The Islanders break it up through the neutral zone. Shot from distance is blocked by McDermott. Nickerson will flip it into the neutral zone, and that'll just do it here for the second period of play. So after 2, the Cape Breton West Islanders will head into the third period with a 4-1 lead over the Queens County Cougars. We'll be back here for third period of action on High Button Sports after this quick intermission. welcome back, folks, for the third and final period of regulation here inside the Queen of Mare Place for the George Fletcher Invitational Tournament here as the Cape Breton West Islanders coming into the third period with a 4-1 lead over the Queens County Cougars as they look to keep the banner at home, but the Islanders trying to they have something to say about that as they'll play it in their own zone. Good job by the Islanders switching sides as it's worked back through the neutral zone, off the skate and back in off of Toop into the Cougars zone, playing it down there in the corner, trying to work it out as it's battled for. Up the wall, that's Heartland. Harlow working it up. He has got an assist in the game here tonight. Down low, cycling it on a spin back there was Drew Beaton. To the point shot off the backhand from McDermott, off the skate to the far side wall, and out come the Islanders. Through the neutral zone, left there, and able to just stay on side. O'Coin will send that in. Doucette to it first. Carter Doucette working for it down low, as well as trying to work it out. Good job was number, I believe, 11. Yes, that was Jaden O'Coin. Sent in, and Waugh will keep going. As actually standing next to me, George Fletcher's son here for the tournament, tuning in to see who came out to support his father as the Cape Breton West Islanders look to take his banner and hang it up at home, but the Cougars are trying to keep the Fletcher banner here as Hillier lets a shot go from distance, and Waugh gloves it down, holds on for the whistle. 13-13 remaining in the third period. Shots now 32-14 in favor still of the Cape Breton West Islanders as they lead 4-1. As the Cougars look to try to cut the lead in half to 2 maybe here before, I'd say maybe the 10-minute mark here. Get an early one, the opening 5, and, break it up into 5-minute increments. One every 5 would get you tied, and you got to play smart defensively there. Pick and choose your spots to jump up. Here's McLeod's shot. Up, hit a fenceman in front into the corner. Why not finish his check to McLeod? Point shot there, steered away. Off the stick, centered out by Why Not. Trying to connect on a quick hitter in front up from in below the goal line. He's got the lone goal for the Cougars here. Is at the point. And worked out. Bishop. He's got a goal. He'll chip that in. He'll give chase. Bishop tenacious on the forecheck here so far in the opening 2 periods. We'll see if it continues. I'm sure it will, as here he is down there trying to get the loose puck. Why Not on the far side, plays it back to the point, and that's out into the neutral zone and sent right back in by Owen Fraser. Cross ice pass connects with Heartland, trying to cut back, and Evers intercepts that. Back up for Critton through the neutral zone. Critton over the blue line to the ringette line, trying to make a move, dropped off. McDonald's shot there, sent wide to the far side. Stepping in on the far side was Frazier. As out comes the Cougars, though, as here's a chance. A shot there, a chest save, rebound. Cleared off the body, back into the corner. McDonald, he'll hammer it around the wall. Bishop will chip it out into the neutral zone where McDermott gloved the stick. The Cougars look to get things right back into the Cape Breton West zone, is flipping it off the glass, and back here comes the Islanders. O'Coin drops for Bishop, spinning down, back for O'Coin, lost it in his feet. Cougars send that all the way down past LeBlanc. It's going to be delayed icing call charge to them. It'll be an icing call charge. The Islanders will get an offensive zone draw. 11:31 remaining in the third period of regulation. Shots 32-15 now. There's a couple shots for the Cougars, but still only one being able to beat the goaltender. Was informed actually during the intermission. Ryan McNeil in between the pipes as they had the numbers switched on the website, so McNeil in between the pipes. My apologies to the fans tuning in at home, and a delayed call-up coming, centering pass. Work back to the point. The Cougars will head on the power play. At the point, Cougars will send it right back in, and it's touched up by LeBlanc, and the Cougars to the power play as Harlow draws the call. The Cougars on the man advantage, getting their first goal last time. Now they'll have an opportunity on the man advantage once again. Fraser to the box for the boarding call. And Owen Fraser to the box. Cougars to the power play. Hartland, nice move there by Hamid, who has the lone goal. He'll play it across for Hartland. Hartland down for Nickerson. Nickerson crossed. Toe drag shot there. It's blocked. Didn't find its way through. Back in front. Nickerson point blank in front. Fought off there by McNeil. And cleared out of harm's way by the captain Tatum right on net of Waugh. Harlow let Waugh play it up the wall. Drop back. Now it's going to be skated up through the neutral zone. Good job to take his time. Finding over the line Sam Hartland. Playing it back down the wall. Here's a chance. Nickerson shot there. Sent wide. Another chance trying to find Nickerson in the slot. Potter parked himself down low. Hamid trying to work it out of there. Potter trying to work it out off a couple skates. Good defensive play there from Avery Evers. Turns it over though is Nickerson. Leaving it there for Potter. Potter back to the point for Hartland. Hartland fakes to go across. Hartland trying to get the guy as he put him in a little bit of a blender over there. There's a shot on. They score! I think Hamid got a stick or something on it. And Hamid is going to double down, or Harlow, one of the two, and Hamid will. And it's a 2-goal game now. Here is the Cougars cut the lead in half on another power play goal, his second of the game. As that one is once again going to be number 15, Hamid burying that home. Another power play goal from number 15, and Hamid has cut the lead in half in Liverpool. In the matchup here, the championship game, everyone's been waiting all day for this, and a big hit. The Islanders respond with some physicality. Heb, as it's brought back out through the neutral zone by the Cougars. Worked up ahead, trying to work it in was Tester. It was out of his reach. Worked back up the wall. Up ahead, Whitty playing it for Hillier. He gets a little bit of miss up. Heb lets a shot go off the stick and wide. Cougars look to break things out. Turnover in their own zone. Tester picking up the loose puck. Hartland and Harlow connecting once again with Hamid as the same three open to the scoring for them. It's over to the wall, trying to work it up. On out, Hillier lets a shot go. It's blocked to the far side. Harlow will rim it around to the short side where Evans steps in. That shot steered away by Waugh. Harlow picking it up. He'll kick it for Nickerson. Nickerson chipping it into the neutral zone. Evans will regroup. The Islanders looking to get things back into the offensive zone. 8:44 remaining. Harlow on the turnover. He walks in. Shot wide to the far side. Whitty picking it up. He'll go 1-on-2. Over the blue line. He'll dish it out wide. Bishop trying to cut back from in behind the goal line. Was unable to, and back into the neutral zone. Or no, that good hold there on the far side will force the Cougars to regroup in their own zone once again. Up. Not out, though, is Potter now. He'll get it into the neutral zone. Harlow's going to skate onto it with some speed. Harlow, great back check there on the back check. That was Nathan Creighton, number 7 for the Islanders, as it's worked back. Up, Bishop. Nice move through the feet there of Hamid. Here's Bishop walking in, shooting, and just wide past the blocker side. Down low, Creighton. He'll hold on to it, Creighton. Nice little fake move. He'll try to spin it away from pressure. Down low for McDonald. McDonald back for Creighton. A shot there and a big save by Wesley Waugh. Down low, Bishop. Looking over some options. He loses an edge. As Bishop, as I think the Islanders fans may be wanting a call there. Bishop's stick whacked out of his hand. No call there. Played up ahead for Potter. Had to be smart, as that puck will get sent right back in by Fraser. It'll force Hamid back for it. He'll play it up the wall for Hamid. Hamid now centering off the skate. LeBlanc is going to have to recover. Up the wall, Hamid just able to hold it in on line. Here's a chance. Hamid looking back door as that puck got centered. Was unable to. Shalom Hamid, he's got 2 on the game. He was looking for 3. It's 2 players here with 3 goals. Looking for the hat trick. They go into the boards awkwardly, right up quickly, and back here come the Cougars. 3-on-2, or I guess 2-on-3 as Hamid peeled off for the change. That puck played in behind the goal line. delayed offside. It will stop play. It's going to go all the way down to the Cougar zone. I don't think Hartland heard the man or heard offside being called. There's a little bit of loudness here. Is a pretty decent crowd on hand here for the gold medal game inside the Queen Amera place here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. Offensive zone draw for the Islanders. Battled off in between some feet. Coming out with it was Wynot. It's poked off of his stick. And back McDermott. Up in for Hartland. Hartland for Potter. Back here, Harlow. Potter getting it in deep. Harlow on the forecheck. Nickerson out there as well to complete the forward matchup here for the Cougars. Potter centers off the glove. Rebound. Another save there. Nickerson in tight. As a good save, McNeil. Here's Harlow's shot. Blocked. Another chance in the slot. Nickerson shot. It's blocked to the point. This time, Toop shot. Found its way on. Rebound. Loose. Nickerson shoots and another save. Ryan McNeil coming up big for the Cape Breton West Islanders. As I don't know how I kept up with that, as there's a shot and a block and a shot and a block. And the Islanders still lead by 2 as the Cougars now up to 22 shots in the game as they now trail just by 12 shots. At one point, they trailed by almost 20. As it's worked back into the neutral zone, McLeod will go back as the Cougars look to answer, trying to get one here before and try to get within one. It's a good job there. Hartland's going to pressure the guy. Amid's going to finish his check. Parsons getting it in deep. Toop inside his zone. He'll play it over to the far side. Good forecheck though. Whitty in there. Unable to come up with it. Here's a chance block in front by Toop. Picked up. Out come the Cougars. Hamid at the blue line. He'll play across ice. Good job to find it with some speed. Now here's Hat. Played past him. Hat got bumped off the puck. Got to be careful not to have too many men as a knee-on-knee up at center. Has got to be careful here as it's sent in by Hamid. Hartland. There's almost too many men for the Cougars on a quick change. Nickerson off the bench. He'll play it back. McDermott up ahead. Here's Hartland over the blue line. Hartland, he goes down. A delay call. No, as the arm went up, I think, for a second. Maybe back down, or maybe the arm of McDermott went up. But it was in behind the play, and that icing call will be charged against the Islanders. Face-off back into their zone. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the period, the third and final period of regulation. Can the Cougars come back here? Just under 5 minutes as they trailed by 3 coming into the third. Off the draw. Here's a chance. Nickerson fanned on it to the point. Toop lets one go. It goes off the skate of Potter into the corner. Heb will play it around for McDonald. McDonald. High flip into the neutral zone. Toop glove to stick. Got a stick on it first. Taking away the hand pass. Potter for Nickerson. Nickerson back over the line with speed. Nickerson shot sent high to the short side. It'll be McDonald trying to work it out. Harlow supporting high above them. They'll get it in deep. Back forward is LeBlanc. He's pressured. He'll play it over. Toop holds the line. Shot there off the end wall. Potter to the short side. His stick lifted by McDonald. Cleared back. Nice job to find the man. Here's Bishop through the neutral zone. Bishop pressured from behind by Nickerson. He'll get it in deep. Nickerson picking up the loose puck. He'll turn it over, though. Good forecheck there. As man got barreled was Bishop in behind the net. Nickerson has numbers as the man below gets hauled up. Harlow back for Nickerson. Good stick there by Crinton. On the back check, LeBlanc. He'll rim it around from the far side to the short side. McDonald trying to flip it up into the neutral zone. It goes off the stick of Creighton. Back into the neutral zone is stepping an arrow up was McDermott. Sending that puck in is going back for McLeod in his own zone. 3:32 remaining in the third period. Cougars trailing by 2. Got to score one here before it's too late. Trying to get within 1. Hartland on the end wall. He's pressured off the puck. Wynot's going to get in there trying to get a loose puck out. That puck played out into the neutral zone. Here's McLeod. He'll work it D-to-D past Toop. Back for McLeod. Connor McLeod. He'll skate. Fan on the centering pass. Knocked off of his stick. Picking it up. Here's Hamid. He'll work it in. Hamid had it poked off of his stick, though. Beaten. Back into the neutral zone. Poked back into his zone. And gathering it up into his own zone there as the Islanders break things out. Here's Tatum with numbers, 3-on-2 from distance. Bouncing puck, looking for the rebound and holding on is Waugh for the whistle. As the face-off will go, looks like to the blocker side of Waugh. We'll see how long he's in between the pipes as the Cougars need 2 here to tie it. 2:50 remaining on the clock. Tatum trying to poke that in deep, was unable to. Played back here. Evers, he'll get that in deep though. No mistake there. Delayed offside as Tatum was still in. Now it'll be the Cougars set in below Harlow. Trying to work it up with speed. Poked off of his stick. Chance there. Blocker saves. Steered up into the mesh. It's going to be a whistle and another offensive zone draw for the Islanders as their best defense can be offense here. Got to keep it in the offensive zone because, well, they don't have anything to lose here, up by 2. If they take a chance, giving up 1 late, maybe yes, but they want to try to keep everything 200 feet from their net, and there's no chance of potentially having a late comeback here. It's down on the half wall, trying to work it out. Here come the Cougars. Nickerson trying to feed it back up the wall as Hartland wanted it, but out to the far side. It'll be played across and out. Here's Frazier. He'll chip that in. Glove to stick. Good job there by the Cougars defenseman. Is Amid playing on the back end. He'll skate it up through the neutral zone. Has Harlow out there with him and Amid looking for 3. Cleared back. And Waugh was halfway to the bench. He'll have to retreat back in between the pipes. Inside 2 minutes remaining here. Hartland stops up. Waugh out of his net. Hartland up to the blue line, off a body. Hartland gonna try to get it in. Potter stepped up there. Good job is in the neutral zone as Nickerson turning it back over. He'll kick it for Amid. Amid walks, shoots. That puck sent wide. Up to the far side point. Harlow. He'll work it D to D. Amid stepping in. Was unable to keep it for the empty net. He sent it wide. An icing call charged. Hillier had the man ahead of him, instead electing to go for it by himself and missed it, and an icing call will be charged. 1:18 left in the period. 2-goal lead for the Islanders. We'll see if they can hold on, or can the Cougars make a miraculous comeback here. Offensive zone draw. Nickerson will dig in. Remember, they used their timeout in the second when they went down by a couple goals. Hartland at the point for Amid. Amid back across for Hartland. He'll walk in, let a shot go. That one high off the end wall. Back out. Nickerson, Harlow, shot. That one, I think, went off a body to the far side. Back up top, Hartland. Trying to feed across, and it's chipped out by Tatum into the neutral zone. Inside a minute now here remaining in the period. Harlow in front of his own net. Pressured, he'll play it across to the far side for Hartland. Hartland up over the line. Hartland dishing it for Harlow. Harlow back for Hartland. Trying to connect there, clearing out to the line, and now out as Nickerson bobbled it at the blue line. Pressured by O'Coin. Nickerson back for Harlow. Tate Harlow centers off a skate. Nickerson picking that up. Oliver Nickerson off the skate. Why not? Backdoor. Here's a chance, and they score with 22 seconds remaining. So you're saying there is time. Hartland making a 1-goal game as Hartland trying to get a timeout, and they can't do it. They can't call a timeout as they're exhausted, and they got to really empty the tank here. We'll see if the Islanders call a timeout. It'll give the breather, and they will, so the breather is going to go, and the Cougars are gifted a timeout here with 22.1 seconds remaining on the clock. We'll be back in 30 seconds time. And welcome back after the Cape Breton West Islanders call a timeout. They'll send out some fresh utilities. It'll allow the Cougars to get a breather with 22.1 seconds left on the clock. There is time. Can they tie it up here at home in Liverpool to try to keep the banner at home? Potter at center. He'll have to try to work it back in deep on Mead at center, or at the blue line. Centerizing on net. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Can the Islanders keep it out of harm's way? To the point. Harlow waiting, shooting. It's blocked. And that'll do it. The Islanders are the George Fletcher 2026 champions, as they are able to hold off by a score of 4-3 here in Liverpool. And the banner headed back to the island. That'll do it for me here. I'll leave you with the audio or the visual of the ceremony. Thanks for tuning in here on High Button Sports. I'm Logan Crothers, and we will see you all later.